Scarpins Avenue.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Sklar Bro Country, the virus edition, aka the Pandy Pods, aka the Basement Takes,
aka Two Guys, One Couch, but instead of a couch, we got a table because we just recorded a Dumb People Town, a brand new
Someone
Dumb People
else
Town.
gave us another one here, aka Two Bros, One Pros. Love that.
Pros.
Like, or one pros.
Pros like the words?
Or no, like pros is in like, you know, like
Sports.
Pros is in like
prose.
written
The
stuff.
written
So
word.
great job. I love that. Keep coming with titles. We're going to make this as long as the AKA should go as long as it possibly can. I want the AKA going so far. We are trying to give you guys 25.
Two Guys, No Fries.
Two Guys, No Fries. Want to give you guys like 25, 30 minutes of your day where you're not thinking or focused on whatever thing is weighing you down in a heavy way. We are trying our best
To lift spirits, to give you some laughter, to look at sort of the weird sides of what's going on, the emotional sides of this quarantine and this, what I will say is a social, I'm not even going to call it a social experiment because it's been foisted upon all of us, the likes of which we have not seen in our 48 years on this earth. We're trying to come to terms with so many things ourselves.
I was trying to explain to someone, I'm like, I think this is what the Great Depression must have felt like, in that it affected so many people on so many levels. So this is like the Great Manic Depression.
Right.
So we need to all do our part, stay socially distanced, but stay connected to people. Yesterday, when we recorded, this is dropping 2 days after it was my wife's birthday, and I had all of her friends drive by and stand across the street or from their cars, wish her a happy birthday. It was
Very
a simple thing, but it meant so much. And so even the smallest of gestures in this time can actually mean something.
Yesterday was Passover, the Jewish holiday of Passover, and we participated briefly, my family did with Jess's family and our mom, on a group Seder.
Oh yeah, we did a Zoom with like 50 people.
And it was so fun. And, you know, the Zoom went out and then I picked it back up and then all of a sudden no one was leading. So all of a sudden I was leading a Seder with all these people.
So fun.
And it was really special. And in a way, we were more connected than we are at the traditional Seders.
Because everyone's trying. Look, we're not engineers yet, you know, along with the help of our good buddy Brendan, who engineers this podcast, we are trying to like
learn how to self-record.
Right, self-record and send it. And thank you to Dan Van Kirk, who's allowing us to record this in his kitchen. So listen, we really appreciate you. The other thing we're going to ask you to do, everybody who's listening to this podcast, if you want to see the full episodes, go to youtube.com and look up Sklar Bro Country. We have our own page. We're putting on all these podcasts, clips of us on other TV shows. We're going to put together all the Cheap Seats episodes so it's all in one location for you.
When the pandemic ends, we're going to be doing new versions of Cheap Seats that we're going to put there. This is your chance to do something easy and free for us, which is subscribe to that YouTube page. It's youtube.com/SklarBro.
Is it just Sklar Bro?
I'm going to look it up.
Look it up right now as we talk right now. Jay's going to do that. In the meantime, let's jump into a story because there's stuff that's happening. If you are the mayor of an Illinois town and you're setting a sort of shelter in place for your citizens, or sort of, hey, stay where you are, you'd better know where your wife is. Not where your life is, but where your wife is.
Your money or your wife.
That's right. And then
I don't know. We'll tell you what the address is. Just look up Sklar Bro. On our Instagram, we have a link on our Instagram right now where you're watching these. Some people are watching clips of these. You'll be able to see it. All right.
Know where your wife is. That's rule number one. A mayor in Illinois had pleaded with residents, basically.
You shouldn't be begging your people to
follow the stay-at-home order, and officers reported that people were continuing to defy the rules. The mayor said that he had directed the city's police department to use its discretion in issuing citations for citizens and arresting people.
Yep.
The mayor is in the right here. I'm not saying he's right. Just stay at home, everybody. Anybody who's railing against this guy, I'm okay with the police using brute force.
You want to go up to you want to be up in the club right now?
Get ready to get clubbed.
You're going to get clubbed.
All right? Just don't get any of your infected blood on me when it splatters as I...
Why would you be there?
Not me. I'm just saying if I was the cop.
Okay, yeah.
Stay at home, dummies. Stay at home.
This is the moment. This is the time.
Like you said, Jay, mayors shouldn't have to plead with your residents. The mayor knows more than you. All right? He said, quote, "These are very serious times, and I'm begging you, begging you. This is what you do to your kid. I'm begging you. Please stop banging on that.
Please do your homework.
I'm begging you. Please brush your teeth. I say that all the time.
This is what you say to a 10-year-old. Look, if you don't brush your teeth, they're going to fall out. You're going to have dentures.
I'm begging you.
I'm begging you. These are your grown-up teeth now.
I'm begging you, children. Please stay at home. Brant Walker, the mayor of, you ready for this? Alton, Illinois.
Which the Alton Bell Casino.
Alton Bell.
Other side of it was on the other side of the Mississippi from where we grew up. They had a
riverboat gambling. So this is something that maybe you guys don't know about that we knew about growing up. Riverboat gambling. So it was, I get this is so weird. So you couldn't have gambling in Missouri because it's very sort of puritanical in many ways.
Right.
And
so there won't be any gambling here, but if it's on the river.
It's on the river suddenly, and there was no gambling in Illinois either, but suddenly if it's in the river, like that the Mississippi River is somehow international waters and no rules apply.
Or on any river. So the Missouri River also cuts through town, and there was a casino.
No, but basically if you're on a casino, before we get to that, the riverboat casino was you get on a riverboat and you start gambling. And if you lose, there is nowhere to go because you're on the river. So you can go outside and go on the deck and hang out for a little bit and just look at the muddy Mississippi, or you can go back in and lose more money. So it is like a floating fleecing.
Yes.
That is what's happening right there. So like you said,
those are the casinos that move. But so there are other casinos. Most of the casinos where you're just stationary, you just walked onto the casino
right.
and then you're there. But what I'm saying is that there was a casino. They built like a Harrah's. I don't know if it was a Harrah's, but it was
so you could do it on a boat. Let's just say that you could gamble on a boat if you were around the St. Louis, Missouri, Illinois area.
So then the casinos came in and they're like, well, what is a river? Like this is when they started like parsing the words in Missouri.
So
like,
in Bridgeton, Missouri, near but not on the Missouri River, there was a Harrah's Casino, a building,
not a boat on the water.
No, a building that had a moat around it.
That they said this is on the Missouri River,
it's
essentially. It's water all around it.
It was considered a riverboat casino.
And they, so much so that our dad would
started call it the boat.
He's like, I got to go to the boat. We're like,
I'm going to the boat. And we knew that he was just going to a building with a moat around it. But he was such an interesting gambler, Dad. He was such an interesting gambler.
Okay, so our dad would say, I'm going to the boat. We're like, why? He's like, because mom needs new drapes. Your mom needs new drapes.
Your mom needs new drapes. I'm going to the boat. And we were just like, okay, who goes to the boat, which is really a building with a moat around it, with the express written consent of making
enough money to get new drapes?
So
our dad knew, okay, I know
Mama
the drapes
needs new drapes.
The drapes are $675.
I got to make that on blackjack.
As soon as I make $675,
I'm walking.
I'm scooping the money and I'm going, and we got the drapes.
Your mom needs new drapes.
Our dad would just gamble
That's confidence.
But he gambled as if it was a second job.
That's right.
And he would sometimes
never reported any of it.
Sometimes he would lose a little bit, but most of the time, somewhere in the night, he would hit a winning streak.
And then he would get up and leave. That was just his brilliance, was being able to get
walk
up
out
and
of
leave.
the building. That's the strength you need to win in gambling.
I'm going to the boat. So that's Alton, Illinois, had the Alton Bell, which was a riverboat casino, and that's what it makes us think of our dad and gambling at the boat, which was really a building with a moat.
Right.
Back to the mayor of Alton and his very reasonable warning to all of his constituents, Jay.
Yes.
Beg them, please do not gather while you're out. Pleaded with them not to.
Beg them.
Less than 48 hours, police broke up a gathering at Hiram's Tavern. Does that sound like?
That doesn't even sound like Lower Illinois. Hiram sounds like something you would find
on the Lower East Side of Manhattan in the 1920s.
Hiram's Tavern.
Selling fruit. He's doing schmatas. Hiram's Tavern in downtown Alton. Among those in attendance, Walker's wife. His wife. That's bad, Jay.
So your word means nothing.
That exposes a ton of marital issues right there.
She doesn't listen to him at all.
By the way,
if
it was a female mayor and her husband was out, or the governor of Michigan and her husband was out, we'd be saying the same thing. Keep your partner in line.
Keep this dude in line. Keep your dummy on a leash.
Keep things in house, yo. Walker announced in a statement on Monday that the police had investigated and stopped a social gathering in violation in Illinois' statewide order around 1 a.m. on Sunday. So this is Saturday night dribbling into Sunday morning. 1 a.m.
We're weeks. We don't even have to tell you. We're weeks into this pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And this dummy is like, screw what my husband, who's the authority in this town, is saying.
By the way, if you're a regular person who isn't the mayor and you don't know where your spouse is at 1 a.m. in these times, your relationship is over.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it. Bruce Willis and Demi Moore they're cohabitating. They are quarantining together in weird green striped pajamas.
Yes.
Okay. They know where each other is. And their relationship is done.
Over.
They know of their whereabouts. If you don't know where your spouse is at 1 a.m. in these times, your relationship is over. Forget about it. Therapy will not help you out when this is over.
You can't solve this.
Start getting your finances in order is what I would say.
Yeah.
If your spouse is saying, hey, honey, I'm going out tonight, and your spouse is the mayor of the city who just told everyone to shelter in place, you got to say, why?
Yeah. What's the important thing you have to do? You going to the hospital to talk to some people and lift some spirits?
And you need to demand.
Oh, no, you're not going to go to the hospital to lift some spirits. You're going to a bar to lift some spirits
into your throat. You need an honest answer out of her, or you're not married anymore. Is that it? You're just not married anymore.
She's not going to give you an honest answer because look where she ended up. Look where she is.
Or the next step is that you go on TV and you speak directly to your wife.
Yes.
Through all the resources that the city has.
So we're enforcing the stay-at-home.
As the mayor of Alton, Illinois, I would like to say, honey, please come home.
Honey, where are you?
Where the hell are... Stop gathering.
Baby, let's not do this.
Babe, we also need milk. So if you're out gathering in a bar and you can swing back and get some milk, we need that. He said that the police informed him that his wife was there, Jay.
Ooh, you don't want to find out what's going on in your marriage from an outside source.
Number one and number two,
that's
because
always a bad moment.
If he has a bone to pick with the cops moving forward, you know they're going to bring this up every time.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get right on that as soon as you tell us where your wife is and he's got no answer.
You don't know where she is? So weird. We're in a lockdown right now.
How much did they have to stifle laughter before they report it to him? Sir, we have a problem. I wonder if they were total dicks about it.
I would be.
Sir, your wife.
I feel bad for the guy.
I do too, but what if the cops are like, sir, is your wife sitting next to you right now? This is like you know what this is. He's like, no. They're like, we know that, sir, because she's here partying with a bunch of idiot vagrants.
Yeah.
Yeah, we knew that she wasn't there.
She's at Hiram's Tavern, which also sounds like a halfway house.
If I'm running against this guy in the next election, I'm already cutting my political ad against him. This man can't even keep his own marriage in order. How the hell is he going to keep the city of Alton together?
Yeah. He doesn't know where we're going because he doesn't know where his wife is.
That's right. Sorry, dude. Sorry, Mr. Walker, Mayor Walker. Get it in line. Get it in order. We need you, and we need your wife to stand up behind you. We need all family members, all hands on deck right now.
Walker, Texas stranger.
All right, we're going to take a break.
Let's do it.
Before we head to break, it is Easter this weekend.
It is.
It is Good Friday today. For all of you, as the Jews, we were celebrating Passover. For all of our friends who are celebrating Good Friday, we say, I hope your celebration is peaceful and meaningful.
Hope it's the goodest of all Fridays.
And thoughtful and causes you
tremendous
reflection.
And maybe because we're in a situation that is not normal. It's funny because on Passover, you ask the questions. The youngest child usually asks the question, why is this night different from all other nights?
Yeah.
And last night we said, why is this Passover different than all other Passovers? It is different because we are at once really, really divided and separated from each other, but there's a way to be more connected to your spirituality, more connected to your family, more connected to your thoughts, to your memories of loved ones who aren't here anymore. So hopefully this time for you, you can make it special. And two people who always put religion at the center of their lives
are the heads of the Mega Church.
Yes.
Mega, the fantastic podcast that is on the Sklar Brothers Country Network, and we ask you to listen to it. They have left a wonderful message for everyone who is celebrating this weekend. It's the guys from Mega. Check it out. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Gray.
And Hallie.
From Mega the Podcast.
We are a podcast about a mega church with a tiny family feel.
Guys, I just wanted to say how excited I am, as I'm sure you are, about Easter this Sunday. Jesus is risen indeed, and I am going to be leading an awesome Easter egg hunt with Climax, the youth group.
Ooh, Ooh, what are in the eggs this year?
Well, Hallie, inside every egg, there's going to be a lot of awesome prizes to keep these teens on fire for Christ. We've got Starbucks gift cards, we've got fidget spinners, we've got one grand prize purity ring, and that's going to go to a lucky adolescent to wear as a symbol of sexual purity for the future husband or wife. It's going to be a blast.
That is so awesome. And I just want to give all of you a reminder out there that when you're strolling the aisles of CVS, because it's one of the only places that's open anymore, and you're looking at all those pastel-colored Peeps and Cadbury eggs and jelly beans, I want you to remember that just because historians and people who care about facts say that Easter is a derivative of the spring celebration of the pagan god Ishtar, the goddess of spring, and all the bunnies and eggs you see at Easter are symbols of fertility, I want you to remember that we are a faith-based people, not evidence-based people. Easter is solely about celebrating the Son of God rising from the dead.
That's right, not bunnies and eggs reminding us of fertility in life.
Hey, and let's hope that when Jesus rises this Sunday, he doesn't see his shadow and give us 6 more weeks of winter.
Tune in this Sunday for our Easter episode.
And he said, you gotta let the jello say, let it say.
All right, guys, welcome back to the show. Check out Mega. Definitely subscribe to that. As we are giving you other podcasts and stuff to listen to, we like to give you a little voicemail of the things. If you haven't checked out our buddy Dan Van Kirk's nightly show called The Good Night Show, check that out too. Always love to support our friends through this whole thing.
Yeah, I think what a lot of people that we know who are creative types, people who are creators, we have the mantra in our lives, create, don't wait. We don't want to wait for this to be over to create things that we hopefully think will make you laugh, make you think, and make you feel connected. Dan Van Kirk is one of those people who has always put that at the center of his priority list. So the Good Night Show is exactly that. It is a mellow exploration of things that will make you feel good and relaxed and put you to sleep in a good mood. I also listen to it when I wake up. I think it's a great, first thing to hear when you wake up in the morning, because your tendency is let me go to the news and let me see how bad the stock market is. Let me see how bad
do something for yourself and say, why don't I actually change the narrative and do something that actually makes me feel good?
It's a 15 to 20 minute treat every day for yourself. That's the Good Night Show with Dan Van Kirk. All right, let's talk about one other story that we heard about through this pandemic time. And again, if there are things that you want to hear us, see us do, go ahead and hit us on Twitter. We are at Sklar Brothers on Instagram if you're watching these clips, and now subscribe to our YouTube page, Sklar Bro Country. You can find us there. It's youtube.com/Sklar Bro Country.
That's what I thought it was.
Find us there. Subscribe to that page. It's free, and you'll see lots of great content, and we'll combine all of our cheap seat stuff and everything that you love.
So we've got this one story and then an unlikely hero at the end, and someone you wouldn't look to for truth, and that's what they're telling. All right, so here we go. I was wondering when we'd hit this moment, Jay, because we're starting to run out of toilet paper in my house. But in our quarantine shelter in place, the moment when a fight over toilet paper got too big for a house to handle.
Yep.
Cops called.
Anytime the cops get called in on a argument that should be handled
in-house, that's a huge issue and a
you
problem.
have problems.
You have
anger issues.
That to me is crazy. When the fight has gotten so out of control,
cops need to be brought in
over something like toilet paper. Is this the beginning of toilet paper being turned into Waterworld? It's kind of like water in Waterworld. Now, have you ever watched the whole Waterworld? I watched parts of it.
I've been to Waterworks, which is a bath store that sells really soft towels.
Right.
Is that the same as watching Waterworld?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, it's equally as there's probably more story and better story at Waterworld that sells.
I mean,
bath
Waterworld
towels.
is an interesting concept. It's that in the future there is no water.
Right. So it's all a movie about.
And he's a postman, right?
Right. That's Il Postino. Il Postmano.
Okay.
So the truth is that it's about a diminishing resource, which let's put toilet paper in there, and that's what I was saying. Is that what it is? Mm-hmm. I don't think anybody's seen Waterworld all the way through, including Costner.
Yes.
Didn't Stephen Tobolowsky, when we were working on Wild Hogs, didn't he tell us a story? Who was telling us the story about the water? They were on Waterworld too.
Mm-hmm. May have been him.
May have been him or somebody else. They were on Waterworld and they said just what a shit show of a production that was. Guys were just taking naps.
The crew was just naps.
Laying out, taking naps, and just sleeping so they could get to overtime and extend it. And that's how the thing went way over budget.
Yeah. That makes sense. So now toilet paper is
I'm going to say it's worth more than bronze in our
worth
society.
its weight in bronze. That's where we are right now.
That conflicts rise. Deputies were called to a residence near Plum Canyon Road and Mirabelle Lane. Why that specific, I don't know. About 3 a.m. Monday, 3 a.m.
If you're up at 3, you should be trying to sleep as much as you can. The goal is to try and sleep through this thing a little bit.
According to Shirley Miller of the Santa Clarita, this is Santa Clarita, it's near us, Valley Sheriff's Station. The son had been, it's near Magic Mountain, right?
Yeah, Santa Clarita near Magic Mountain.
The son had accused the mother of hiding the family's toilet paper, which had become a hot commodity nationwide amid the
Hot commodity sounds like it could be a store that sells clothes for teens. Slutty teens.
Nope. Hot commodity is a store for people who have been arrested for any sort of child sort of pornography. This is where they get their sort of presents that they give to each other. It's like the Spencer's gifts for people who have ruined their lives.
I'll allow it.
So he punched his mom. The argument escalated and he allegedly punched your mom. Yeah, you're going to jail where you could get raped. Hopefully punching your mom was worth it, dummy.
Why would you punch your mom?
By the way, I live with 3 women, and I will say this. 2 of them are younger, but they use toilet paper way more than men do. They use it way more.
Yes.
If your mom wants to hide toilet paper, you let her. She needs it more than you, dummy.
Oof.
The woman told deputies that she had toilet paper. She hid the toilet paper from her son. Okay, so it is true. Saying that he uses way too much. So he's been using too much.
She's trying to teach him a lesson.
She's trying to ration that stuff out.
You also could use Kleenex, sir. I'm just telling you. If you had to.
Adrian Yan, not the Andrew Yang of Adrian. Adrian Yan was arrested on suspicion of battery. Suspicion?
No, we know what he did. So
The
it's
woman
sort of
declined medical treatment on the scene.
It's sort of a yin and a yang.
It is a yin and a yang situation. Deputies with the Santa Clarita Valley Sheriff's Station have been responding to many reports of
By the way,
family
a
violence.
yan feels like a tiny character from Dr. Seuss.
Like the yan.
Remember the yan who would stand on your hand? His name was Stan, and he could run a fan. Like
He ran a fan.
yeah.
And he punched his mom.
Yeah.
My advice, people need to find areas in their living spaces, no matter how big or how small, where you can just be by yourself.
Got to be alone.
So in this time when we have to be around people, you need to take your time.
Yep.
If you're not hanging out with your kids, you're not hanging out with your spouse, that's okay.
Yeah.
Or your partner, that's okay.
Be alone.
You need time by yourself, and that's okay. If you take a whole day where they don't even see you, not if you're the mayor's wife in Illinois, in Alton, Illinois, you got to stay at home.
Right.
But stay in a part of the house where people can't get you, or the part of the apartment where people can't get you, or
That's
just
it.
put headphones on.
And
if
you
live in a
also
small
can't
place.
punch your mom. Do not ever, under any circumstance, punch your mom.
Yeah.
That's not an option.
By the way, Miller, who was the police officer, said it was to be expected. It's happening everywhere. It's not happening everywhere.
No, but there is an uptick in domestic violence, and that's horrible.
All right. It does make it seem like it's just chaos out there, and it's not Bird Box. This is a dumb kid who punched his mom, who should not have done it. Mm-hmm. Okay, before we get out of here, quick shout out to the people and the companies that are actually doing right during these trying times.
Because there are a few.
And I'm looking at you, Steakums. You're going to love Steakums so much after you hear this. You're going to love Steakums so much after you hear this thing. All right? Steakums' Twitter feed is killing it right now. And we are 100% being serious here. We're not joking around.
Steakums.
Steakums is just crushing life right now. Follow
Didn't we have
Steakums.
a friend? Didn't we have a friend named Craig Ums?
Yeah, he did all the sound for
Sklars and Stripes, which, by the way, if
Okay.
you want to listen to something great, go ahead and listen to our other thing.
Right. Okay, let's get to this. Steakums. In a thread that warned that the company warned against sensationalist reporting around COVID-19, the pandemic. It's amazing.
These guys, they're the new
On their
superstars.
Twitter feed, and how politicians and brands can manipulate data in their own ends. I'm going to quote the Steakums Twitter feed.
That's right.
Steakums.
This marks the first time that anyone said, let me quote Steakums.
Okay, and let me hold them up. Let me hold Steakums up as an example of what everyone should be
A
doing.
beacon of mystery meat light.
Quote, it can be difficult to know what to believe in a time when institutional trust is diminished and the gatekeepers of information have been dismantled. Steakums!
Steakums? Is this Nelson Mandela's Steakums?
The brand wrote, quote, but it's more crucial now than ever to follow a range of credentialed sources. A range of credentialed sources.
Words that I wouldn't even expect spam to bring up.
Yeah, spam ain't doing that. Spam is just giving you misinformation. It's spam.
Spamming you. It's bombarding you with misinformation. That's what spam's doing this time. Steakums is speaking the truth.
It's more crucial now than ever before to follow a range of credentialed sources. By the way, a range of credentialed sources could be what makes up the steak in Steakums. For both breaking news and data collection. Of course, it provided a little meta commentary as well. I love this so much. You can maintain independent critical thinking towards institutions without dipping into fringe conspiracies that get jump-started by individual anecdotes being virally spread as data.
That's the truest thing anyone's ever said.
And it's coming from
Steakums.
Steakums. Is like someone who is running Steakums social media having a renaissance right now?
They're having an internal dialogue with themselves, and it's being played out on Twitter.
It's not easy, but it's necessary to keep any semblance of responsible online information flow. I cannot believe this is Steakums. Steakums is providing more cogent and trenchant and important information than our own president. Then here's what they say, go on to say, and this is why I love Steakums. Now I love them. You got me for life, Steakums. I may even try a Steakums because of this.
I wouldn't go that far, Ren.
I won't. We're a frozen meat brand posting ads inevitably made to misdirect people and generate sales. So,
oh my God, lift up the curtain on the wizard.
So this is peak irony, but hey, we live in a society.
So please make informed decisions.
So please make informed decisions to the best of your ability and don't let anecdotes dictate your worldview. Okay?
Okay,
Steakums.
stay. Oh my God. I don't think tater tots are dipping a fried potato toe into this fray and this debate.
All right, no. So this is what I think. And I think this may start, I hope a domino effect happens to where brands that maybe you didn't give a second chance to, Cheese Whiz. Now, I know you posted a picture of you holding a can of Cheese Whiz recently.
It was called Easy Cheese.
Why? Easy Cheese.
That sounds so much like sexually promiscuous cheese.
It is. They do spread for everything.
Hey, come on, man.
Easy Cheese.
I offered it to my kids.
That's what you say to the cheese when it's
easy cheese.
Easy cheese. Don't spread on anything there. Easy cheese.
So I put some Easy Cheese on a Ritz cracker.
What color was the Easy Cheese?
It's like an orange that like doesn't exist on the spectrum.
Nope.
I sprayed it on. I put it onto the cheese.
Onto the cracker.
Onto the cracker.
What kind of cracker?
It was a Ritz cracker.
Nothing but the best.
Right. High class, low class. Mm-hmm. So I put it on, and my son looked at it. 11-year-old son. He's like, "Get that out of here! No way!" And I was like, "Try it." And he tried it. And he was like, "Make 2 more."
There you go.
So there you know that it has the power. So they definitely have the power to reach people.
So maybe Easy Cheese or Cheese Whiz will blow the roof off of the Inspector General being let go.
Thank you.
If there's one thing we can smell over here at Easy Cheese, it's insincerity. We know what's real and what isn't. Well, people aren't being truthful.
We're barely a cheese.
That's why we don't believe or buy the fact that the IG was just let go right now. So we dug further. We're Easy Cheese.
God damn,
I would love
be
to see
so
it.
good.
Jay, Lunchables. Wiretapping and busting political candidates on campaign finance reform.
Please, Lunchables, do that.
Listen, we don't know where our baloney comes from, but we do know that Trump's inauguration was paid for by these specific Russian oligarchs, and that's baloney.
Yeah. And that's your little nugget of a tiny mini crackle bar.
Thank you,
in the midst of this
Lunchables.
thing.
Thank
There's
you
your
for
gift.
blowing the roof off of that. How about Four Loko? Using its Instagram to set the record straight about various vaccinations for COVID-19.
Please.
Hey, listen, we're Four Loko over here and talk some truth about various COVID-19.
So are they tweeting phonetically as drunk people?
The vaccinations that people are touting as cure-alls, and by people we mean the goddamn president of the United States.
So every word has like 4 S's at the end of it.
There are unintended side effects from every single drug that hasn't been proven yet, and trust us, we know about unintended side effects. Four Loko can get a guy pregnant. We don't know, maybe. Just trust us when we say that we don't trust anyone,
Including us.
Four Loko, don't trust anyone, even us who's typing this right now.
Vomit, 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 vomit in parentheses.
If Four Loko did that, I'd be like, okay, now we're speaking truth. Now everyone's speaking their truth, and that to me would be
Steakums got the ball rolling.
Come on, Steakums. Lead the way. Lead the path to a more truthful future in artificial
I think Steakums
foods.
is like in those tweets was more honest than people I know in my life.
There you go. That's how we do it, guys. That's a show. That's how we do it. We have the Sklar Brothers. This is the Virus Edition, Sklar Bro Country, the Virus Edition, a.k.a. the Panty Pods, a.k.a. the Basement Takes, a.k.a. Two Guys, One
If you
Couch.
want to watch it on YouTube, Sklar Bro Country. That's the channel. Subscribe to that and go punch a water faucet and then wash your hands real well and have a good weekend.
Have a nice Easter for everyone who's celebrating that. Enjoy your family. Socially distanced, but stay close to people, and we are out.
La-ti-da, la-ti-da-ti-da-ti-da, la-ti-da-da.